Arash Akamian, and he's a dentist, he's an entrepreneur, he's an IT expert. Who are you, Dr. Akoyan?
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Nguyen, for having me. It's an honor to be here with you and your viewers. I am a dentist, a passionate dentist who loves, who loves this. I come from a family of other dentists, so just trying to do my part to give back to the industry that's given so much to my family and I.
So is that genuine love of dentistry, or it's been kind of something that is a legacy you have just passed on and survived through?
My family's originally from Iran, and if you know Iranian families, we're not given much options. It's doctor, lawyer, engineer, or homeless. So I had to choose one of those. So I chose doctor. I didn't want to be homeless.
That I can relate though.
Right, exactly. Oh, I enjoy it very much. Actually, my father, my brother, my sister, um, everyone in my family has graduated from dental school, and I have one brother who became a veterinarian, but he works on teeth as well. So we're all touching teeth somehow or another.
So how COVID has affected your life and practice in general?
You know, interestingly enough, I wear different hats. So on one end, I still have my dental offices. I have a couple of dental offices that are still uh, doing day-to-day dentistry. And on the other hand, I have a teledentistry company that was, you know, really put on the map as a result of COVID. So on one end, the actual dental work started to come down and focus more on emergency care and really just the same typical story that you hear with most dental offices is trying to figure out how to navigate the unknowns, trying to make sure our staff are safe, our patients are safe. So in that regard, there's been a lot of changes in my dental office. And on the other hand, as soon as that offices started closing, the teledentistry and telemedicine company just all of a sudden became a household name, and everyone is using teledentistry and communicating through virtual consultation. So there was a silver lining in for our company as far as telemedicine, and definitely some new you know new paths that we have to figure out how to maneuver as far as the post-COVID world is concerned.
Good for you. I don't think that we should be worried about you because you're way ahead. You're way ahead because right now you have the tools for all of us to look into dentistry of the future. I know that we have an industry that is very conservative and very resistant to change, but then we went up on a cliff and there was nothing else.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was looking at the Google Trends page, and I was looking at like teledentistry and telemedicine, and all of a sudden it was, it had plateaued like this, zero interest, and then all of a sudden pandemic hit, and the entire world now is all of a sudden realizing the power and really the usefulness of these technologies. Beyond just video conferencing and chatting, there's so many other amazing value propositions. So yeah, I'm glad that a lot of us who weren't previously paying attention are not paying attention, because the doctors and the physicians have been using these technologies for years now, effectively. But the dentists really, the common mindset was, we can't do root canals over telemedicine. You can't do extractions over the phone, and that's really a very limited way of really looking at the power of telemedicine. And now I think by force, the laws have become more relaxed in the United States. The insurance companies are not paying for a lot of these events, and we're really using it to prevent. We're digitizing forms, so we don't have to write and print and pass things so much. We can do our screenings before our patients come in. We can communicate and make sure our patients are not a high risk for COVID. We can prescribe medications. So many different things. I can go on and tell you. But now we're starting to see the power of using this technology to better communicate with our patients and to better run our practices.
So will you ever go back to your practice?
I love dentistry. I at one point I had 7 offices, and it was purely out of just I just wanted more, and I just wanted to just do more. I love it. I'm a dentist for the Olympics. I volunteer in Guatemala and different countries every year, so I'm out doing free dentistry. I don't think I'll ever stop, but I definitely do want to evolve in a way where I can leave a lasting contribution to the field of dentistry rather than just maybe the patients I see at my office. So I think like everything will evolve, and hopefully I'll find new and innovative ways to contribute back to the
I
profession.
love your passion, but I think that now that you are out of your cage and you're not homeless anymore, it's going to be hard for you to come back inside of a dental chair and to work in a mouth. It's you're way out there. You're way out there, and I know exactly what you've been through because I've been speaking with a lot of alphas, and all of them say, I just escaped from a prison. Now I have to go back.
And what I think what's really exciting for me is I now see a different side of dentistry that I didn't see before. Now my service or product is made for dentists. So now I'm targeting dentists, and I see other companies, supply companies, software companies, equipment companies, how they are targeting dentists. And it's really given me a unique perspective about, I feel like we were prey. And I feel like so many different industries and so many companies have preyed upon our profession. Because now that I see this side, I kind of see the angle that these guys take. And I kind of feel like I have to defend dentistry against the predatory nature of corporations against our profession. So in that sense, I feel like I have a renewed sense of, of task of some kind of objective and goal is to really like protect dentistry. And this is why I feel really close to the movement of this peer-to-peer organization that the Global Summit and Dr. Kiana Shaw have implemented. And in so many ways, I think dentists are waking up and realizing, we can communicate with each other better, we can help each other better, and we can save our profession from becoming corporatized. And we continue to see, costs going up, insurance companies covering less, patients complaining more, and just the quality of care, I feel like has been compromised because we're forced to deal with so much outside of practicing dentistry. So I hope I can do my part and at least on the technology side, see if I can save a portion of dentistry. And I look to to our peers and others like me to try to do their part. And I think when we all come together, hopefully we can practice dentistry like my father used to, and really get back to the core of what being a doctor really means.
You brought your father into this, so I have to ask the million-dollar question. How is your parents and family is looking at teledentistry, the company you built? How is your family and relative reaction to that?
It's a good question. It's really actually very, you always want to make your father proud. You want to make your family proud. I think initially they were proud. All they wanted me to do was go to UCLA, and then we did that, and they wanted me to go to good, dental school and have a good job.
They want you to get married and have a kids and have
yeah, right, exactly. you hit the pain points. Exactly. But I think they're very proud. And I think when they heard that I was talking to, Delta Dental and Henry Schein and these big companies, and these are companies that we used to order from, and now we're having discussions about developing software potentially for these companies, and big corporations are now approaching us to build software for them. So in that respect, I think they're very proud, and I hope to make them proud, and and continue to see if we can.
How does it feel going from the fact that you say you have no choice to become a doctor or to be homeless, and now making your parents proud? Because I think that a lot of us will relate to that.
I say that it's a joke in our culture, but really, my dad actually, when I graduated high school, and I said, what do I want to do? He said, and this is a true story. He said, just whatever you decide to do, just be the best. If you If you want to make shoes, go be Nike. You know, and you know, you wanna make. The example he gave me was, if I want to make the rubber band that goes around your underwear that holds your boxers up, he goes, if even if that's what you want to do, just make the best one. And no matter whatever you decide, just try to be the best at it, and you'll be okay. But I think I naturally just really, having grown up in his office and seen patient care from, you know, since I was like 2, and the evolution of dentistry, it was something that was always very attractive to me, and I just really enjoyed it. So
You tell me now, you're the best dentist. At least better than your father.
no, I had the opportunity, when I graduated, I had the opportunity to meet Robert Kiyosaki. And he really, at the time, I graduated dental school, and I was, you know, just like everyone else, I was looking for a job. And I decided, I said, you know,
Oh, you're looking for a job, and your family is a family of dentists.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, they told me early on, they said, don't ever talk religion, politics with your family, and also don't ever work with your family, because it's a recipe for disaster. So, yeah, I was recruited by a couple of my professors, and they wanted me to go work for them. But, you know, honestly, I just wanted to position myself where I thought I wanted to end up, which is like the best part of Beverly Hills, as a cosmetic dentist to the stars. And you know, I went to Beverly Hills, and I started knocking on the doors and asking for a job, and they all kind of I was just straight out of school, and they basically all said, you need like at least 10 years of experience to come work here. And so they shooed me away.
Bought them all. That's the 7 office. You bought them all, right?
No. I actually went back, and I started knocking on the same doors and asking them if they would sublease a chair to me, because I thought, if they're not going to let me in as an associate, maybe I can sublease a chair. And that's exactly what I did. I started. One of them gave me the opportunity. I subleased the chair, and I was growing my practice within this other practice. And I met Robert Kiyosaki, and he basically totally changed my frame of thought. And he said, you know, this is great. You'll be a wonderful dentist, but if you continue like this, you'll never have freedom, because everyone's going to want to see you. So, as you progress in your career, people are going to keep requesting you and wanting to see you, and you'll never be able to step away. And so this is not a true business. It's a self-employment. You know, you'll be self-employed, but a true business is one where you can step away for a month and come back, and it's actually doing better than when you left. And so, yeah, I immediately closed down that office and went. And
he loved you so much that he lost his dentist. That's what he did, maybe.
Yeah. I wasn't his dentist, but I took that lesson from him, and instead of Beverly Hills, I went to a really underserved community in the city of Southgate, where, you know, it was significantly less income than Beverly Hills, but I was able to start an associate-run practice. Where I can get the help of other associates. I actually ended up hiring one of my professors, and he ended up coming on and working as my associate. And we grew that practice, but it allowed me to step away from the practice and go out to volunteer and go out to learn surgery and implants, and start several organizations, including the Global Dental Implant Academy. So I had to be able to step away from the office to be able to, you know, get involved in some of these extracurricular activities.
And that brought you to top 40 under 40.
Yeah, I got top 40 under 40 a couple of years ago, and that was a very nice recognition by Incisal Edge magazine. So I was, yeah, very proud to have received that award.
I have no words to describe how I know it's kind of weird, but how proud I am of somebody like you who share my shoes, who said, I want to keep in line, but I'm going to beat them all.
Yeah, you know, I think I just wanted to I think just save dentistry. I feel like I saw my dad as a really, really, really good dentist. I mean, the guy has a heart of gold. And I saw what was happening was these DSOs were purchasing office after office. My dad would not be able to compete with these guys. How do you market with these guys? These guys can outmarket you. They have HR departments that handle employment law issues, recruiting. Um, it's just there's no way to compete with these guys as a mom and pop. So I wanted to know. I wanted to learn how to compete. I actually met Mark Zuckerberg's dad, Ed Zuckerberg, who I consider a friend. He taught me how to market on Facebook. He gave me my first credit on how to actually do social media advertising almost a decade ago. So if I were stuck in an office by myself, uh, just doing dentistry, there's no way I could have, ever learned these things and been in a position to kind of compete. So I think that's kind of what was a big differentiating factor, is just learning the difference between self-employment and how to operate a business where you can leverage other people to help you and allow you to step out and learn new things and bring in new information, how to make the company grow.
All of that was pre-COVID. Now post-COVID, where are you going?
Post COVID is going to be really exciting for me. I think as a CEO of a teledentistry company, I am very much interested in expanding this technology to the rest of the world. And one thing that I realized is, you know, teledentistry is the entry point to technology. So when I realized we have about 50 developers now working for us in-house developing software. So we got in through video conferencing and chatting, but what we've realized is that dentists are paying for 20 other services like review management, scheduling, patient education videos. All these things are digital forms and necessities that we have. And so we are now incorporating tons of these different features all into one platform. And really my goal is to, our platform, by the way, is free. It's free to dentists. All the dentists around the world can use video conferencing, chatting, and a number of features on an ongoing basis for free. So first thing I wanted to do is cut out half of these corporate interests that are trying to take advantage of dentists. So they won't be able to compete with free. So I'm hoping that half of those guys will be bankrupt soon. And then the rest of it is just how do we save dentists money? How do we bring a bunch of different features consolidated onto one platform? And how do we empower dentists to help themselves and communicate better and bring down some of the costs so that they can survive and compete with these bigger corporations? I mean, that's definitely, if I had to articulate my goal for the next 5-10 years, that's exactly what it is.
You piqued my interest when you said that it's free to dentists to use. So is Dental a service to dentists or a service to patients?
Both. So on one end, we want to increase access to this technology to mobile dentists, hygienists, dental offices. So I want any kind of dental provider to be able to use this technology. And we also established a nonprofit organization called the Dentulu Smile Foundation. And so we will be providing all these services to patients as well and targeting both audiences. We want to increase access to care through telemedicine. And so not only here in the United States, but across the world, we want patients to have access to care virtually and be able to get medicine, be able to get second opinions, and really just connect the two. 2.2 million people end up in the emergency room every year in the United States. 2.2 million for dental-related, preventable dental-related issues. We have 164 million work hours that are lost going to the dentist for things that could be done, on site, for example. So there's so many different statistics I can give you that we think that we're from the United States, the best country, we have so much access, but really, a large portion of our population is suffering and doesn't have real access to care. I live in Los Angeles, and there is no 24-hour emergency care here in Los Angeles. Imagine how many millions of people live here in Los Angeles County. If someone has an issue at 10 p.m., they have to go to county hospital. I mean, that's insane in a city where there's millions and millions of people who live here to have no access to an actual dentist, where you have to go to a hospital. And in a hospital, you have to wait 3-4 hours because you're not a priority patient. You know, heart attacks is a priority, you know, not dental pain. So you sit there in pain, and guess what you leave with? Opioids. So we can do better. I think dentistry can do better. And so if this platform can bridge that gap between patients and dentists, and help dentists acquire, you know, high converting emergency patients and help these patients avoid emergency rooms, I think it's a perfect combination that I'm happy to, you know, precipitate together.
I have to say, we connect with a lot of fun, but through this, you really inspire me because I met with a lot of people, and most of us have ideas that want to execute, but you are walking, you talk as we speak. And when you got into that, you are against the DSO. What did you do? You're gonna go for free. This is it is so inspiring to see somebody who be walking his talk, and also to you have a love for dentistry that most of us maybe are still looking for.
I appreciate it. Look, I'm not against DSOs. I'm not against anything that is in the advantage of patient care. But I am against monetization or over monetization of medicine. I am against, you know, I'm against putting all these aspiring dentists through school and forcing them to walk out with $400,000 or $500,000 in loans, and then funneling them into, you know, becoming associates. Meanwhile, their loans are accruing at 8% interest, and then what chance do they have at a long-term life? What kind of quality life is that to start? And now you want to buy a practice at when you already have $400,000 or $500,000 in debt, and then you want to buy a practice now for another $400,000 or $500,000. You're already starting out with $1 million in debt. So the natural thing to do is, you know, you get put under this pressure. You start making decisions that you wouldn't ordinarily make. You start compromising ethics and quality of care, and there's this attractive, you know, DSO that's willing to come in as your 50% partner and tell you exactly what to do. You know, I don't know. I think I prefer what it used to be like, right? Where you are the center and part of the community. There's trust. Patients look at you with trust and respect, instead of now, you know, just calling around, you know, how much is your crown? How much is this? How much is that? And then leaving these negative reviews because they think dentists are crooks. Those kind of things hurt my feelings. So I think we need to reevaluate the direction we're going in. And if DSOs are helping and contributing well to our profession, then I'm all about it. But I had to take an oath. I had to take a Hippocratic oath and say, I won't hurt patients. But a non-dentist, a non-doctor who owns a dental office and is telling dentists what to do doesn't have to take that oath. So those kind of things bother me. Those kind of things that worry me, that someone who's just in it to monetize dentistry is not really serving not only our profession, but patient care. And I think that it may lead to a place we don't want to go as a profession.
How come we never met sooner?
We've met now.
But on this, I have the track record to prove it too. I think I join you on the fact that to this crisis, we learned that dentistry is at the very point of its evolution, and we're in a low point at this stage. Also, if you go to the way the public sees us, it's we're way too expensive, and people that don't have access to us hate us. Our patient might love us, but the rest of the population hate us. And it's a huge pure problem for us as a profession to solve. So I was looking with my peers to find ways to lower the cost of dentistry, and teledentistry was one of our a way to get there. And I was talking with Maria Custader, trying to find ways and this is where your name came up with Dr. Paul Dominique. I said, let's try to bring the cost down because we will be able to go through this anyway. And you mentioned about lowering the cost of education down. Let's get along. But I have somebody who you're gonna love to meet. His name is Dr. Robert Boy. He lead the revolution of orthodontics into Invisalign. And his next fight will be to try to lower the cost of education. And I think he was a former chairman before, so he knows what he's talking about. This is something passionate to fight about. I think it's, after we pay our dues being dentists, now this is the fun coming.
The way I look at it, and I was giving a lecture at Google talking about this, and we co-developed a portion of this platform with Google. And the way I look at it is, I don't even like the title telemedicine, teledentistry. I like the C's, right? Connection, right? We're connecting people. Someone in Guatemala can connect with me, and I can collaborate with someone in London, and we can all come together and talk about this case, and we can share the case on a Zoom type video call, and I can share the files in a HIPAA compliant format. But beyond that, right? Beyond that, now you have artificial intelligence, you have augmented reality. I can show you what you'll look like in real time. So you can sit there in front of our software, and you can swipe different smiles, and you can see yourself in real time with different smiles. And that applies more than to dentistry. You can, if you want to get rhinoplasty, you can see different noses. That's the truth. And so it's kind of stuff like that. But also, there's these reports of like people pulling their own teeth because there's no access to care. They can't find a dentist open. There's no reason why in 2020 people are pulling their own teeth. When I can easily communicate with you, I can talk with you, I can see what your issue is, I can see that you have an abscess, and I can call in a prescription to your pharmacy within 5 minutes. Or I can just actually now, through Dentulu, we can do it electronically. We can send it to your pharmacy. We've developed these cameras, and the cameras can actually be sent home to the patient, and now we can see inside the patient's mouth, an intraoral camera for consumers. Imagine that. And imagine being able to follow up on your ortho cases. So you place braces or clear aligners or even implants, and you want to follow up and monitor your case. Well, you can just give them one of these intraoral cameras, and you can actually see inside their mouth without having them come all the way back to the office, exposing you exposing them, and taking up unnecessary chair time for things that could be done digitally. So it's all about increasing efficiency. It's all about increasing communication. And it's all about taking advantage of all this amazing technology to better serve our patients. So, and then bridging the gap between dentistry and medicine. Like, I still don't understand why people think that the mouth is not connected to the rest of the body. So we're trying to educate our patients that your mouth is connected to the rest of the body. Meanwhile, we have almost zero communication with the medical field, right? It's like pulling teeth, trying to get them to sign a medical release so you can proceed with your treatment. So that bridge has to be created. And I think the fastest way to do that is through using this technology, is to be able to communicate with them, getting medical clearances, electronic referrals, and having access to each other's charts. So I think those things are all in the horizon, and that's the silver lining I think that COVID is going to give us is, invention is, what do they say? Invention is the mother of, or necessity is the mother of all invention. So out of this need, we are now inventing new ways to address and improve, what we had already in place. So I think we will come together and make the most of it. And I'm very excited of all the amazing new things we're going to see as a result.
Well, thank you. I mean, I came in this interview looking for hope for our peers to learn something. We didn't even raise the question. You are that hope by your positivity, by the way you look at our profession, and I can feel a deep love to our profession. Why you say that your choice was either being a doctor or being homeless, and you have to know where we're coming from. And I am deeply humbled by your passion and commitment to our profession. Um, Respect.
Much appreciated. Thank you for this invitation. Thank you, the Global Summit, and to really all those different organizations who are giving doctors and dentists like me a platform to be able to share this information. And through this type of collaboration and peer-to-peer communication that I think we will be able to save our profession and to kind of bring it back on the right track.
Today wasn't a sales speech. It was about connecting you and I. But now that we have teased our dentists, if they want to have a peek of what you're developing, where can they reach you?
Our platform is available around the world. We're trying to open it up to more and more countries, from Italy, Canada, Mexico, just all over the world where want people to have access to this. So you can go to our website. It's www.dentulu.com, Dentulu. But you can also reach me directly. My email is my first name, Arash, Arash, at dentulu.com. And I'm happy to hear from all our peers around the world. And they can email us or find us, on the website. But I would say just download our app. It's available on Androids, on iPhones. You can go straight to the website and register and download it, and give us feedback and tell us what you want and how we can help. And hopefully, if people are interested in becoming advisors and investors and really contributing back to this cause, I think we are finalizing the decision, Dr. Nguyen, that I believe as of 2 weeks from now, our company will actually be open to all our dentists. So for the first time that I'm aware of, all our users can actually become owners. So we're closing this off to any outside investors. So dentists around the world can actually now purchase equity and become owners in this company. So it's literally made by dentists for dentists. And I'm really excited, and I really admire this decision by our board of directors to allow this to happen. So instead of raising money through corporate interest, we're now just bringing dentists in and allowing them to reinvest in this company and really shape the way that it evolves.
What you're telling me right now is you sharing your financial future for all our peers out here to go and be part of it.
Yeah, instead of paying a corporation, one of these corporations for software, you can own a piece of this own software. Sure. and shape the way that it evolves for dentists, by dentists.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you've been running for president, I think that you have a great chance.
I hope. I feel like the future is what we make of it, and I don't know. Interestingly enough, can I tell you, the first office that I purchased, the name of the doctor was Dr. Nguyen, and he really his office was for sale for like $300,000, and when I approached him to purchase it from him, I said, look, I don't have that kind of money, and he said, you know what, I will carry the entire loan and take over the office. I could see that you're a good person. Take good care of my patients and just pay me back every year. And another dentist gave me that opportunity. So now that I'm in a position, if I can try to figure some way out to kind of reciprocate and pay it forward, I think this is the least I could do for our profession, for our peers. So yeah, wherever you are, Dr. Nguyen, God bless you and thank you.
No, thank you for the inspiration. And you at home, you're a dentist, you're one of a peer. Don't just go reach right away for Dr. Arash. Let's call ourselves first name. I think we're becoming friends here. But share this because when we're talking about the future, we're talking about we've been left aside. He offers you to own a part of the future, and you'll be helping him shape that future. It's it's one of the first real initiative that's gonna just help us going forward with real action. I am speechless. This is very rarely happening, but I don't know what to say. Oren, thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your time. Actually, you know, our audience may not know this. I actually didn't know we're doing a webinar today. I thought we're just having a conversation, and the cameras went on.
I'm always ready anyway.
I was like, ah, let's talk. I mean, you know, there's no preparation needed. You know, we're just sharing our experience and what's going on. So, you know, it ended up being a wonderful experience. So thank you for your warm invitation.
Thank you for taking the time, and again, thank you for the inspiration. I am speechless, really.
Well, I hope we can follow this up. I hope we'll have some good news to share with you. And as we expand, I invite everyone to kind of give us feedback. In about a week or two, the Dentulu Smile Foundation is going to launch its volunteer telemedicine services. So if you are a dentist, I used to leave my office and go to Guatemala and so many different countries to actually do the dentistry. But it's challenging, it's hard, it's expensive. Sometimes it's actually dangerous. So now, if you want to volunteer and actually help people, you can actually do it virtually. So you can sign up. We're going to put a link on our website. So if you want to volunteer in another country and help diagnose, give advice, triage patients, and do it from the comfort of your own home, you can actually now become an international volunteer through telemedicine. And so we will be, hopefully by the time you launch this, we'll have the sign-up forms, and dentists from around the world can actually help participate in volunteer missions without leaving their office. And you know, I think it'll be a really good thing. So I think this is the first time that's gonna be a thing where dentists can do this virtually. And we're gonna give out a bunch of these cameras so you can actually see inside the patient's mouth, and so you can give advice. You can practice your Spanish. You can help people from their original country. I think it's gonna be really cool. So make sure you check that out, and that should be ready by the end of July as well.
Wow. I'm saying wow because I am again speechless. It's crazy the amount of initiative coming from you, and just listening to your tone, we know that it's all genuine and coming from the heart. There's so much I think you can bring to our profession, and you have to be more out there inspiring people. I know that you're too busy working, but this is helping a lot of people.
Thank you so
I
much.
hope, and I think to just refocus on what dentistry should be and how can they not be trapped, just like Robert Kiyosaki said, inside of a hamster wheel, but we can use this to leverage ourselves to do good.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to it, and to all the dentists, you know, we've gone through difficult times before. Just imagine how hard it was, and all the trials and tribulations just getting into dental school and then becoming a dentist, and this is just going to be one more hurdle. And I assure you that we will be okay. We will survive, and we'll come out better as a result. But it's really important to make sure we maintain our integrity, and remember those code of ethics. Remember all those things that we promised at the beginning when we became dentists. And you know, this is one of those unique experiences that people are going to look back at, right? For hundreds of years, people are going to look back at this time. So everyone's going to be looked at under a microscope of how we handled this. And it's a really unique time in the world to, you know, to be around. And so we will be okay. Things will get better, but let's do it in a classy way, and let's do it, you know, by helping each other.
Classy way. I love this. Dr. Arash, it was a pleasure. I hope that this is just a first and not a last. And I'll be there to help you in any means I can, but also to be part of that success, because it is very inspiring.
Thank you so much.